from House Energy, Congressman Kelly Armstrong. Congressman, it's good to have you on. You heard Phil Flynn's report. Are you worried geopolitical tensions will spike across the Mideast?
Well, absolutely. Israel is going to be in a ground war in Gaza tomorrow, and we absolutely should put sanctions on Iran, and we should be doing everything we can to help the only democracy in the Middle East and our closest ally, but it's going to come at a cost. Natural gas prices in Europe were up 14% today. Oil's up, WTI is up to 84.50, Brent's at 88 at a time when energy is already driving most of the inflation that Americans are feeling. And now we have an absolute conflict in the Middle East after the terrorist attack by Hamas on Israel. So and to top it all off, we have 17 days worth of supply in the strategic oil reserve because the Biden administration has drawn it down for political reasons. So
they drained it, right? So just 17, that's about 17 days is about half the historical average of 33 days. I mean, so is there any worse time to have an historically low and depleted strategic reserve right now?
No, absolutely not. And we've been saying this on the Republicans on the Energy and Commerce Committee have been screaming about this forever because there's more to it. The salt caverns in which they store this oil in need to be repaired and replaced. It's now when you've drained it to the point it is, there are parts of that that aren't even going to be able to use, although I don't know what oil we'd use to fill it. They stopped drilling in North Dakota on federal leases. We've had all of the different problems that have existed under this administration. But at a time when our closest ally in the Middle East really needs our help, Americans are going to see a shock to their energy prices, and you can take it all back to the Biden administration.
So the world's largest oil producers are at war. It's Russia, Iran. Just last week, OPEC Plus reaffirmed they will still cut more than 1.5 million barrels a day in production, right as sanctions limit Russian exports of crude oil. I mean, and Reuters is reporting this too, that U.S. energy firms cut the number of oil and nat gas rigs for a third week in a row. The total rig count is down now in the U.S. to about 20%, or 143 rigs below what it was. So this is directly related to what the White House has been saying about U.S. energy and the president's executive actions against U.S. energy.
Yeah, it's the only time when you have an increase in prices and oil companies aren't interested in producing their production because they don't trust this administration. They don't trust FERC. They don't trust the EPA. They don't trust Interior. And if you don't have the infrastructure to move this stuff to market, which is where most of the fights are, it's really difficult to see how you do this, let alone getting a natural gas pipeline across federal land in western North Dakota. So we've created these problems over the last 3 years, and we better figure out a way out of them pretty quick because it's not just about North Dakota's economic development or the U.S.'s economic development. It really shows, again, why the U.S. is such a big player and why our domestic energy production has a calming effect on the world. And we have done everything we can to stop that.
There are estimates that U.S. oil production should be 2 million to 4 million barrels a day higher. If, the president didn't do this historic number of executive actions directly aimed at oil and gas. War in Israel is breaking out in a world that consumes over, I think, 103 million barrels of oil a day, but produces about 100 million. OPEC now sees demand growing to 116 million barrels a day in 2045. So that's happening. This is catastrophic. Now Hamas is threatening to execute hostages, Americans among them, if Israel fires more bombs into the Gaza Strip. That's happening right now. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, and I think that's really important because we're talking about geopolitical stability and energy prices, and those things are very important. But let's not forget what's going on. Our friends and allies had a terrorist attack on their nation. They took women and children and grandmothers and grandfathers hostage and took them into the Gaza Strip to use them as human shields and trying to make the Israelis look for a bad guy. And we need to support Israel. We need to be in this for the long haul because this is something we haven't seen, at least in my lifetime. And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
So what would you tell the White House to do now?
Not call a lid at noon. Get out and address the nation. Get out and address the world because the world's looking to the U.S. for leadership. We shouldn't be having backyard barbecues and calling a lid at noon.
Got it. Congressman Armstrong, thank you so much.